Hey and welcome to Merricks Garage. On this week's episode, I'm going to be taking a look at the bench seat that I put in my truck. But before I do that, I want to give you guys a reminder about my website, merricksgarage.com. Right there, should be a link. Merricksgarage.com is basically my website where I put all the extra stuff that I couldn't fit in the videos. Links, product descriptions, where I got it, schematics, plans, pictures, you name it. It's got a bunch of cool stuff that I'm always adding to, and I would love it if you guys go check it out and give me your feedback. With that said, let's go take a look at my bench seat. The challenges in finding a seat that would fit back here and meet all the requirements was the first hurdle I had to overcome. Between the wheel wells, you're working with about 50 inches, which limits the seats that you can put in there. A traditional second row seat out of a Suburban, Escalade, Tahoe, whatever, is going to be too wide to fit between the wheel wells. Anything else that is small enough to go in there generally isn't going to give you split folding shoulder belts or isn't going to give you shoulder and lap belts. And so I set about finding the seat that would give me everything I wanted. Split folding, 3 shoulder belts and lap belts, and integrated into the seat itself, and less than 50 inches. After a lot of measuring at dealerships and various things like that, I found that the third row out of the Escalade ESV, in my case, was the seat to get. It fit everything. It was wide enough, but not too wide. It had the seat belts, it had the headrests, and it was a nice looking black leather seat. You can find others out there that will not meet all those requirements, but for me and my needs, having 3 kids, this was integral, and this is what I chose. After tons of research and finding the seat that I wanted to get, I had to go and find the seat. That just took a lot of Craigslist searching. I just was on there every day looking for Escalade rear bench seats. There's a lot of guys down in LA and other big cities who will buy them all up and try and double, triple, quadruple their value. And so there's a lot of guys out there selling these things for $900, $1,200, all kinds of ripoffs. I found mine for $400. Leather, seat belts, great condition, all the hardware on the bottom for $400. Great deal, but I was patient and I looked for a long time. Anyway, let's go inside. Having a split folding seat gave me a ton more flexibility in the build than having the true bench seat. It enabled me to fold down one side and have a sleeping platform. I was also able to take out the seat one piece at a time. Instead of taking out both, it was a lot less cumbersome. But primarily what drew me to this particular seat was the 3 shoulder belts integrated into the seat itself. There was many options out there that came with a center lap belt only, but I love all my children equally and wanted to make sure they were all protected. By having a split folding seat, I'm able to fold down one side of the bench, leaving the other side open for me to lay down a camping mattress. This is obviously only really going to be an option when I am camping by myself because there's not very many people going to sleep on here. But it is kind of cool that I can now fit my mattress in the back of the truck. And here we have the lower bracket. This is the rearmost bracket that uses some of the stock hardware to mount into the holes in the floor. All it takes is some angle iron and 1/4 inch round tube, well, rod. And then the front, very similar, except it mounts with those plates down there. And once again, you can see that the angle iron and the 1/4 inch rod is what bolts to the bottom of the factory seat. Same thing up here. These are the factory mounts, so that when I close it, it just locks right into place. Here are the plans for the front and rear brackets for adapting a late model third row bench seat out of a GM into the K5 Blazer. I'll also put a link up so you can go to my website and download these plans in PDF form. You're going to need to buy some angle iron, 1/4 inch rod. I used a cutoff wheel grinder, I used a welder, a drill bit, and some various vice grips to make these things. Took me a couple of evenings, they bolted straight up. You will use the bracket off the rear of the factory seat to latch into the floor like I mentioned earlier. But apart from that, really easy, just pay attention to specifications and measurements and you should be good to go. So show the people how easy it is to buckle up in here and how cool the truck is now.
Strong muscles. Yeah.
You guys like the truck?
Yeah.
Right on. Thanks, guys. And there you have it, the rear bench seat install into my K30 Blazer. Great upgrade, improved safety for all the kids in there with shoulder belts instead of just the lap belt, and comfort for them too. They can all fit there back there comfortably. So I hope this was helpful to you. Until next time.